Hi, I'm Jarrett Sullivan.
I'm Jess Ayers.
Welcome to Opening the Vault,
where we watch every Disney animated feature in chronological order.
This week, we're watching 1950s Cinderella. So we're back from the package film era. We're going back to the narratives.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
It was really fun to see stuff I'd never seen before, like Saludos Amigos we really enjoyed, but I missed having an overarching plot in my movies.
Cinderella, everybody knows.
Everybody knows Cinderella.
Everybody's seen it.
I know we had this movie as a kid. I don't remember watching it a ton. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Let's watch it.
Let's do it.
Using all the magic at his command, Walt Disney brings you his wondrous all-cartoon feature, Cinderella. Sparkling with pure enchantment, filled with lasting enjoyment, and overflowing with unforgettable entertainment.
All right.
We did it.
Cinderella.
It's shorter than I remembered it being
when
I was a kid. It's just over an hour. As a kid, it just seemed so epic and sweeping But no, it's not that long of a movie.
I remembered this really well. I probably have only seen it a couple times, but it's Cinderella. You know what it is.
Mm-hmm. And I was actually surprised how much I remembered. I don't remember actually sitting down and physically watching this movie a lot as a kid. My sister and I must have watched it more than I remember because as soon as the movie started, I felt like I had just watched it like last week. It came just washing back to me.
It's beautiful. This was 1950. The package films didn't make a lot of money, mainly due to having no European theater to put them out in. The studio was in a lot of trouble. They were $4 million in debt. Walt said, let's go for this big feature, and hopefully it'll do it. It did the job.
All right.
The success of Cinderella is why Walt Disney could continue to make films throughout the 50s. I really like the storybook opening, and I think we're going to see that a lot.
I remember that being kind of a staple of like all Disney movies.
One thing I thought was really interesting is that there's no depth to the character. Well, Cinderella has depth, but
none of the other characters have any sort of development.
Lady Tremaine is just awful.
She's just terrible for the sake of being terrible.
Yeah.
And I, even as a kid, you hate the evil stepmother and you hate her stupid cat, Lucifer, which is a fitting name. I didn't ever get that joke as a kid, but they're just horrible for the sake of being horrible. And her stepsisters are just spoiled brats.
Yeah.
And they're horrible just because they're spoiled, but the stepmother, Lady Tremaine, is just awful for no apparent reason, just because the story needs a villain.
Yeah, there's some sort of mention about her being jealous that Cinderella was so cute of a child, and then but it doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's so mean, it's like an abuse situation.
Oh yeah.
Where if that was modern day, this is like a kid that's forced to live in the basement. It's like a Harry Potter under the stairs situation.
Except it's a tower.
Yeah, she's in the very top of the tower, and there's no other floors in the tower.
No, but she does have the best view in the entire kingdom.
Yeah, she looks right at the
palace.
Yeah.
And it's all lit up at night, and it's all fancy.
I initially, since I hadn't remembered watching this in a long time, saw that the animals had clothes, and I thought that was funny. Then I remembered Cinderella makes the clothes for them.
She does. That's what she does.
So she's in this terrible situation, but she just makes the best of it and works really hard and is really nice.
Yeah. Another thing, I was prepared to kind of pick apart Cinderella when we sat down to watch it, just because the feminist in me was like, oh, this is the root of why everyone doesn't like princess stories. But no, really, Cinderella is definitely not the most offending of fairy tales. Maybe the original fairy tale is much darker than this, but Cinderella is put in a terrible situation. But she is still, she works really hard. She tries her best to be a good person, and she tries to get herself out of her bad situation, or at least make the most of it. And not just as everything's terrible, oh, help, I need a prince.
Nope.
She never goes out where's my prince to save me? And everyone always harps on how lame Cinderella is because of that. But she doesn't actually do that.
No.
She does her best to make the most of every day. The real heroes of the story are her critter friends.
Yeah.
They kind of save the day. Even Prince Charming is pretty useless in this movie. Like, he really doesn't do anything.
Poor Prince Charming. He doesn't deserve any flack because he barely exists in the movie.
We don't even know his name. He's just the prince.
The prince. And he shows up. He bows before all the ladies. He sees Cinderella. They dance. And he sings a little tiny bit. And then they have, he has 2 lines. She runs away. And then we don't see him again until they're already married and, waving goodbye at the end.
And the ball isn't even the prince's idea. It's his dad's. It's the king. And we seriously have, a Madness of King George situation going on with that.
He's obsessed with having grandchildren. He doesn't even care anything about his son. He's like, yeah, whatever. And then he was like, where's the mother? I mean, the wife. We gotta find him a wife. He doesn't even care if he gets married. He just wants grandchildren.
It's so weird.
Yeah, Cinderella doesn't even know he's the prince.
No.
She goes to the ball because she just wants a night off. She thanks the fairy godmother. Fairy godmother says, come back at midnight. You gotta be back at midnight. She's like, okay, great. She's like, no, seriously, gotta be back at midnight. She's like, yeah, I know. I thanks so much. I just want to go dance and have a good time.
I just gotta dance, guys. I just gotta dance.
Really, she's not even oh, I might meet the prince and fall in love and get married to the prince. She doesn't even think that. The stepsisters do. Oh, we'll meet the prince. And she's like, oh, I get to meet the prince. That's cool. But she just wants to go out. And so she meets the prince, tells him, oh, I forgot to meet the prince. And he was like, but wait, that's his last line.
She just wants to go out and talk to someone other than her horrible family.
Yeah. I had forgotten how, sort of inept the fairy godmother is. She doesn't really think about what's going on. She's not really aware. She's kind of a ditz. And then
she's just a little out there.
Oh, you need mice. And the horse is like, what do you mean you need mice? And then she turns the mice into horses, turns the horse into the coachman. And then she still doesn't notice Cinderella's dress. And she's like, oh, Cinderella's like, but my dress is like, oh, you can't wear that. He's like, okay, thanks. It's Cinderella.
It is. Everyone knows what it is. They know what it is going into it. There's no surprises.
Yeah.
It's Cinderella.
Yeah.
She's a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the moral of the story is if you're a good person, good things will happen to you.
I hope
that's the moral of the story.
Yeah. All right. I think my review is it's beautiful. It's short.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, how have you not seen it?
Yeah. Also, a Disney classic I won't have any problems showing my children.
There's a subscribe button over here. You can click it to subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. All the social media over there.
Also, find us on Facebook. We post lots of extra videos, stuff that we cut out of these, bloopers, goofy conversations we have. Go find it there.
Yeah.
Did Lucifer the cat give you nightmares as a kid? Are you a dog person? Are you a cat person? Let us know in the comments below.